Some individuals find it impossible to truly unwind if even a single item is out of place in their surroundings. They can't fully settle on the sofa if clothes are piled on a chair. Ignoring it simply isn't an option. This isn't about a love for tidiness, but an internal compulsion. For these people, clutter transcends mere mess. It manifests as a mental noise, a palpable tension their minds simply cannot disregard. Perhaps you've stepped into a home where everything seemed impeccably ordered, with not a single object amiss. You might have wondered, how do they achieve this? Is it superior discipline, an abundance of free time, or are they simply born with an innate inclination for order? Yet, what many fail to grasp is that this isn't primarily about the act of cleaning itself. It's fundamentally about the intricate workings of their mind. Someone who consistently maintains a spotless home doesn't operate from the same mental place as those who only clean when the mess is overwhelming. They are functioning from an entirely different psychological framework, one that is quieter in its expression but significantly more profound in its impact. To truly comprehend this distinction, there's a crucial insight you must first grasp. Your brain, surprisingly, doesn't always effectively separate your internal thoughts and feelings from your external environment. The boundaries between your inner landscape and the physical world around you are far more permeable than you might imagine. The physical space you inhabit isn't merely a location. It functions as a continuous, silent communication to your subconscious. Every single item out of place, each stray piece of, every misplaced belonging, contributes to this ongoing dialogue between your surroundings and your inner state. This constant exchange profoundly shapes your mental landscape, influencing your peace and focus in ways you might not consciously realize. This unresolved state constantly drains your mental energy, a phenomenon known as cognitive load. The greater the disarray in your surroundings, the more mental resources your brain expends simply trying to overlook it. In fact, research clearly shows that visual clutter directly impedes your ability to concentrate effectively. It leaves you feeling slower, more easily distracted, and perpetually exhausted. This is precisely why some individuals find it impossible to function within a disorganized space. It's not a mere quirk or obsession. It's a profound sense of mental saturation. Now, let's consider the complete opposite perspective. When your environment is clean, orderly, and everything is in its designated place, a remarkable transformation occurs. Your mind finds genuine rest. It feels unburdened and liberated, and can finally breathe freely. This is why those who consistently keep their homes tidy don't just enjoy a more attractive living space. They also possess a clearer mind, a significantly calmer disposition, and a much sharper, more focused mental state. However, there's a vital understanding that underlies all of this. Indeed, studies have shown that visual clutter directly interferes with your ability to concentrate. It leaves you feeling slower, more easily scattered, and noticeably fatigued. For some individuals, enduring a messy space isn't a mere preference, it's a genuine sensory overload. The deeper truth is that they aren't simply cleaning because they enjoy the act itself. Instead, they are actively preserving something far more crucial, a profound sense of control. Because there's an important aspect of life that almost no one openly discusses. The vast majority of your existence isn't actually within your direct influence. You cannot dictate external events, nor the actions of others, or what unfolds at your workplace tomorrow. Yet, your personal space, your immediate surroundings, that is uniquely yours to command. Each time you organize, each time you clean, each small effort to put things in their proper place, you are sending an unmistakable message directly to your subconscious mind. Everything is under control. Here, I am in charge. This simple act profoundly reduces anxiety, often more than you might realize. In psychological terms, this concept is known as the internal locus of control. Individuals who believe they can influence their lives experience less stress, and managing your environment is a straightforward way to reinforce that feeling. Therefore, tidying up isn't merely about completing a chore, it's a powerful statement to your inner self. However, this practice delves into something far more fundamental, your very identity. It's about who you believe yourself to be. Individuals who consistently maintain a clean home aren't doing it out of sheer obligation or force of will. Instead, They've become that kind of person, someone who simply doesn't allow clutter to accumulate. They are individuals who actively take care of their surroundings, instinctively preserving the order and comfort of their personal space. Once this mindset becomes integrated into who you are, the actions flow effortlessly. You no longer have to think about it. This is because our behaviors are fundamentally driven by our deepest beliefs about ourselves. If you constantly affirm, "I am a disorganized person," your subsequent actions will inevitably reinforce that self-perception. Conversely, by acting like someone who cares for their environment, even in minor ways, your mind starts to revise that internal image. Through these consistent, small behaviors, you gradually but surely transform into that desired version of yourself. This shift won't happen instantaneously or in one grand gesture, but it is an inevitable evolution over time. Now, I want you to take a moment and genuinely reflect on this thought. How many times have you found yourself feeling restless or unable to truly relax within the sanctuary of your own home? Perhaps it's because the environment itself felt chaotic, preventing you from finding peace. That feeling of unease might stem directly from the disarray surrounding you. This involves a transformation, from letting things pile up to becoming someone who actively tends to their surroundings. Once this behavior becomes ingrained as part of your identity, you no longer need to consciously strategize. It happens naturally. Our actions are fundamentally guided by the perception we hold of ourselves and who we believe we are. If you consistently tell yourself, "I am a messy person," your actions will inevitably reinforce that self-belief. However, if you begin to behave like someone who values and maintains their environment, even through small gestures, a shift occurs. Your mind starts to alter that internal image, gradually transforming you into the person you aspire to be. This change isn't instant or dramatic, but it is an undeniable and steady process. Often, the source of discomfort isn't merely the day's events, but rather the very space you return to. Clutter is far from neutral. It carries a tangible and often negative impact on your well-being. Scientific observations confirm that individuals residing in untidy surroundings often exhibit elevated cortisol levels throughout their day. This translates into heightened stress, increased fatigue, and an overwhelming sense of being saturated. Sometimes, external mess isn't the origin but a clear reflection. When someone struggles internally, their surroundings are often the first to fall into disarray. This might manifest as unwashed dishes left in the sink, clothes accumulating in piles, or an unmade bed. While outer chaos mirrors an inner state, this dynamic also powerfully works in the opposite direction. Bringing order to your external environment can initiate the process of restoring inner calm and clarity. This is why many individuals instinctively engage in a particular activity without fully grasping its underlying reason. When feeling distressed, they clean, organize, or rearrange their surroundings, not to achieve a beautiful home, but to calm an inner unrest. This phenomenon makes perfect sense, as the act of cleaning is an action with a clear beginning, a defined process, and a definite conclusion. Such a structured activity provides your mind with something essential, a sense of closure. It offers an effective way to release accumulated tension and channel energies that feel beyond your control. Consequently, people who clean on a daily basis aren't necessarily more disciplined than you. They are leveraging something else entirely: automation. They don't deliberate, negotiate with themselves, or wait for motivation. They simply execute the task, much like brushing their teeth. This fundamental difference changes everything, because while discipline can be depleted, deeply ingrained habits endure. In fact, it's commonly estimated that a specific behavior requires approximately 60 days to become fully automatic. Once that period has passed, the effort involved in performing the action significantly diminishes. And that, precisely, is the critical insight to grasp. The goal isn't to perpetually force yourself. It's about maintaining the effort just long enough until it ceases to be a struggle. Moreover, there's another aspect to this, a sensation that is often felt yet not always easily put into words. It's the distinct feeling of entering a clean space. Stepping into an organized environment isn't merely about its visual appeal or tidiness. Those who appear to possess greater discipline than you are often utilizing something else entirely: automation. They don't overthink, negotiate with themselves, or wait for motivation. They simply perform the action, much like brushing their teeth. This fundamental shift changes everything, because while discipline eventually wanes, established habits do not. In fact, it's estimated that a behavior typically takes about 60 days to become fully automatic. After this period, it no longer feels like a struggle. Beyond this understanding, there's another element at play, a distinct sensation that is often felt but not always easily articulated. The feeling of entering a clean and orderly space isn't merely a visual experience. It's profoundly physical. Your body registers it, and your nervous system interprets this order as a sense of security and calm, as if everything is perfectly all right. For certain individuals, this isn't a mere luxury, but an absolute necessity, especially if they are particularly sensitive to their environment. For them, disarray isn't just uncomfortable, it's profoundly draining and utterly exhausting. That's why they maintain order, not primarily for aesthetics, but for a deeper sense of inner balance and equilibrium. So, if you followed along and this message resonates with you, resist the urge to try and change everything at once. Instead, try something much simpler. Select just one specific space and commit to maintaining it for 7 days. Just that, without striving for perfection or placing excessive demands on yourself. Then, observe what happens, how you feel, how you interact with that space, and the overall effect it has on you. Because this isn't ultimately about having a clean house. It delves into something far more profound. It's about who you are when no one is watching, and how you treat yourself in the most mundane aspects of daily life. Ultimately, they aren't just cleaning their home. They are trying. They are trying to bring order to an inner world that often feels chaotic and out of balance. Perhaps that's why, when everything is in its place, tasks are done, and external noise disappears. It's not merely the house that finds peace, but your very own mind settles. It's as if, for a brief moment, everything is truly under your control. Not because external circumstances are perfect, but because you feel that profound sense of command internally. And this subtle internal shift, however small it may seem, holds more transformative power than you might imagine. If anything in this video has resonated with you, making you see yourself in these reflections, I would genuinely appreciate hearing your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you're interested in gaining a deeper insight into these often overlooked aspects of life, those subtle truths that usually escape our daily notice, then consider joining our community. This journey goes beyond mere tidiness. It's about cultivating inner calm and self-respect through your daily actions. Embrace these small, consistent acts, for they are the foundation of a more peaceful and intentional existence. Your engagement and insights help us explore these profound connections further, making our collective understanding richer. Thank you for watching until the very end and being a part of this conversation. I look forward to connecting with you and sharing more in the next video.